In the early morning hours of February 6th of 2024, the iconic Lutsen Lodge caught fire.
Yeah, the structure eventually burned all the way to the ground here. And 1 year later now, we're still waiting for final word on why this all happened in the first place. Rob Olson has the latest on the 1 year anniversary.
Historic lodge site remains much as it did right after the fire. Nothing's been done because 1 year later, the investigation is still active. Its owner, who has faced multiple lawsuits and financial difficulties, also marked this day by highlighting ambitious plans to meticulously rebuild what was lost. In the 1 year now since the historic Lutsen Lodge burned to the ground, leaving little bit of foundation, a couple persistent chimneys, and a century's worth of memories. In that year, still no answers, and the investigation is ongoing. This statement from the state fire marshal marking the anniversary. Often physical evidence is destroyed, leading investigators to review burn patterns, reconstruct the scene, and incorporate testimony from interviews. This all takes time, but is necessary to find out exactly what happened. In the wake of that fire, we did learn that multiple cabin owners who'd used Lutsen as their rental manager had sued owner Bryce Campbell, claiming he'd not paid them. Former employees had sued for the same reason. The newest suit was filed in November and came from an Owatonna architectural firm, claiming they did design work in 2023 and are still owed nearly $85,000. Also in November, the North Shore newspaper Boreal.org reported, citing multiple investigative sources, that Campbell admitted returning to the lodge shortly before the fire to get something from his office, after initially claiming he hadn't been on the property for several hours before the fire broke out. None of that, though, proves anything about the cause of the fire, and Campbell remains committed to rebuilding as he, too, awaits this long investigation to play out. On the Lutsen Lodge Facebook page, he also marked this anniversary with a long post explaining that they've used this time to research the original design plans from Edwin Lundy, that once the investigation does end, he plans to faithfully reconstruct the lodge on the same foundation, replicating it in as much detail as possible. Now, as for what remains in this investigation, well, the fire marshal's office won't say, only that they've been working with the Minnesota Department of Commerce and the Federal Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms, but they all remain very tight-lipped. Rob Olson, Fox 9.